So we have big changes and more chaos. Huzzah!
Reason of chaos.
We are going through our transactions from the past week, and we're going to show what this means for our budget. But there's a lot of pivots, and I want you to brace yourselves. Anyway, hi, I'm Bo.
And I'm Win.
We're trying to pay off $68,000 worth of debt and buy a house for our financial stability as well as his 3 kids. But let's get right into what this means for the week, essentially. Starting with the 7th, which is Win's payday. He brought in his February 7th paycheck for $1,993.
Not bad.
I brought in my February 27th paycheck for $1,510. And then Win got a ride share for $20. And I know I haven't made it especially clear, but the way this works is the rideshare app, actually, the transaction doesn't clear right away. It actually finalizes in the account a couple days after the ride was given. So this ride was actually on the 5th, I believe, but it cleared my account on the 7th. So that's how that went. So rideshare for $20.
I thought I tied my account to the rideshare.
Yeah, that's. Sorry, did I say my account?
Mm-hmm.
My bad. It's Win's. That's why it's blue.
Oh.
It's blue.
That was a whole conversation.
Yes.
It's like she didn't need the rideshare. I needed the rideshare.
Correct. It was Win's choice to not take care of his sleep, and so he ended up sleeping late and having to get a ride to work. Because he normally takes public transportation. We both do. We both take public transportation to and from work.
It wasn't a good plan.
Yeah, it didn't work out very well. Anyway, he also had 2 vending machine purchases for $4. It was $2 and $2, but same day. So I just put them together. And then he got $30 from his sister. So
for
that
a rideshare.
Yep. And then on the 8th. He got his $50 of miscellaneous money, the actual money that his personal spending is supposed to come out of. And then adventure money for $20, and then another ride share for $22. And then we got snacky snacks for $8 from Costco. And then I stuffed $465 in my envelope categories.
I feel like my takeaway here is sleep beats broke.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, it does. Because then the next day, he got another ride share for $17. And then I moved $7,687 from my school savings category to the moving savings category. Because this was the day that our offer was accepted on the house we want to buy. So it's time. It's time to transition to moving. This was not in our savings goals video because this wasn't money saved from the paycheck, from the pay period to go into moving. It was just shuffled between categories. So I'm not gonna count that as adding when it's just a shuffle, if that makes sense. And then the next day, we paid for $1,000 for earnest money, which is like the initial deposit on buying a house. Means you're serious, you actually putting money towards it. It was $1,000, and then they had an $8 convenience fee for paying online, because of course they did. Why could I just pay online for free? That's crazy talk. And then S&M collections came out for $50. And then on the 11th, more snacky snacks for $11. And then on the 13th, we saved. So Gifts for $217 for Win. Kids categories, which were back to school and kids clothes, that was $114. Summer pay savings was $269. Christmas on my side was $8. Moving got $365, and then insurance got $27. And then my car wash subscription came out for $18. So happy times. We are saving money. Very pleased, very pleased. Okay, now let's see what this means for our envelope categories. Now, these categories are, all it means basically is it's short-term savings. So this money is in my checking account, but the money kind of rolls over if I don't use it, instead of just having the exact amounts, because if I use exact amounts, the budget with the spending would fluctuate a lot, and I really like the idea of having like some wiggle room and being able to adjust. So for this, for groceries, we started with $28, added $90, spent $83, so there's $35 left. For bulk buys, started with $28 again, added $40, spent $52, y'all. So there's $16 left. And then transportation, we started with $59, added $60, so there's $119. Health, started with $414, added $80, spent $27 on prescriptions, so that's $467 left. Home shopping, started with $7, added $30, so there's $37. Birthdays, started with $4, didn't add any, so there's $4. Clothing, started with $162, added $25, so there's $187 now. Oops, I keep hitting my glasses on the light. Shoes started with $183, added $25, so there's $208 now. Pet care started with $70, added $15, so there's $85 now. Personal started with $11, added $80, so there's $91. And then Elphaba being me matching the kids' additions to their savings account, their deposits to their savings account. They are currently pausing saving in their savings accounts. They're now just saving money in their piggy banks because they want an adventure pass. And then Win is going to match how much they save in their piggy banks. So that is a separate thing. So Elphaba is up to $96 now. Very exciting times. Very exciting. Basically,
they somehow get 2 birthdays in a year. It's like, why?
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Okay. So yeah, the whole idea of Elphaba is I am, in fact, wicked stepmom. I'm not contributing for their fun. I'm contributing for their future. I get to be, I don't want to say the bad guy, but I'm not the fun one. I'm not the fun one. I'm the responsible one. Which can be fun as well, but
that's exactly what a wicked stepmom would say.
Yep, sure is.
She stays on brand, folks.
Yep.
She stays on brand.
Okay, so let's look at what this means for the budget. So for inflow, his paycheck $19.93 as budgeted, so that's good. My paycheck $15.10 as budgeted. Other income, we got $30. Didn't plan for anything, but that's not a bad thing. From savings, we took out $1,008 as opposed to the $101 that was budgeted. So that is a total of $45.41 for inflow. And then, of course, we're not investing right now, unless you count the house. We are working on that, but of course, that is an extended process that's going to take us through to next month. So, it is what it is. His spending now, this is Win's checking account.
So we've got S&M collections at $50 as budgeted. Adventures $20 as budgeted. Miscellaneous $113, not so much as budgeted.
Correct.
Total of $183, leaving $4,358.
Yep.
Taking us down to my savings. First priority, wedding fund was not prioritized this time. I think because we were already up to speed on that.
Yep.
Okay. Taking us to the second one, $217 as budgeted. Not bad. 3 and
that
4.
For gifts.
What's that?
For gifts.
Oh, for gifts. Sorry.
Yes. Some people will be listening and not
Got
reading.
Kids Fund got 114 as budgeted, and Summer Pay got 269, which wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't a budgeted 961.
But we are not. So the reason why we usually, for the first week, we usually only save roughly about half of what the whole goal is because we go over budget on some categories. And we don't want to take money back out of savings in order to make the math add up. So in order to avoid that, we at least save half in the first week, and then whatever's left after we potentially go over budget or under budget, whatever's left will be saved as well.
There's a method to the madness.
Yes, there is a method to the madness.
That was a total savings of 600, leaving 3,758 left.
Yep. And then we get to her spending, which is my checking account. For my monthly bills, it was just that car wash subscription for $18. And then dining out, we already spent 19 out of the 30 budgeted. We are not great about staying under budget on that. Groceries in bulk got the budgeted amount. Actually, all the other categories got the budgeted amount. So groceries in bulk is $130 a week, so the other $130 will be next week. And then transportation, $60, health, $80, home shopping, $30, clothing and shoes, $50. That was $25 and $25. Pet care, $15. Personal and Elphaba, $100 total. So that was $80 to personal, $20 to Elphaba. And that is a total of $502 out of the $643 budgeted. So that's not bad. Leaves us with $3,256. And then we go down to my saving. So this is my savings account. First priority is Christmas. That's always just random, just 2 cards we pull. So that was $8. Second priority was moving fund. So that got $365. Plus, we took $7,687 out of school and added it to the moving fund. So total, the moving fund got $8,052 because it got this money from the school fund plus the $365 that I put directly into moving fund. So that is a savings of $400. Now, yes, these are much bigger numbers than $400, but as you can see, I took out of school to put into moving fund. So it actually, this subtotal is the net savings. So I only actually added to savings $400 because these are already in the same account. I'm not adding to this account other than the $400. This money, this $687, that is just being moved, but it's still moving within the same savings account. It's just moving to a different category. So the net amount of savings is still $400, even though those numbers are much bigger. That leaves us with $28.56. And then we go down to savings spent. So for savings spent, we just had the earnest money, the initial deposit for the house. So that's $1,008, including the $8 stupid convenience fee. I did not buy the city sticker yet. Still haven't 100% decided if I want to go with the 4-month one or the year. It doesn't really matter. It's the same price regardless, but it really just depends on when I feel like changing my address. So I'll decide by the end of this pay period. It'll be fine. So that is a subtotal of $1,008 saved. And that leaves us with $1,848 to make it through the second week, which is kind of wild because that means we've already allocated or spent more than half of the money that we had budgeted. That's kind of wild, but it's working out. It's working out. The math is still adding up. We will be okay.
What was I going to say? Quick reminder. While the name of the game is Zero-Based Budget Worksheet, in that first week, the final budget still says 0 there because that is the overall budgeted amount. There won't be a 0 there until the end of the final. The goal is not to wind up with $0. The goal is for every dollar to have a job. So 0 is the number of dollars unaccounted for. That's all that is. Don't twist it, y'all.
Yes, so that will be the final number. The final number will be 0. The final number will be 0. Now we still have 1848 to make it through the second week.
For now.
Yes. I know it was a little confusing. I wasn't really following what Wynn was saying at first because this is the budget amount and this is week 1. But yeah, week 1 we ended with 1848. We still have that to make it through the second week. At which point the final number here will be 0 because every dollar will have a job.
All this works because she did it, we did it on purpose. It was intentional. That's the strength of the zero-based budget worksheet. Not because once you make a budget, everything has to or will go exactly according to plan. But if you don't have a plan, what do they say? Fail to plan, plan to fail. They are not different. Budget beats broke every time.
And never forget that you deserve financial stability. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.